Well, tributes are pouring in for the former president of the Confederation of African Football, Issa Hayatou, who has died at the age of 77 on the eve of his 78th birthday. Well, in a statement, Tinubu commiserated with the Cameroonian Football Federation, the people of Cameroon, and the African football community. He described Hayatou's death as a huge loss, underlining his contributions to the development of the sport in Africa and beyond. Hayatou was also a one-time acting president of FIFA, that's the world's football governing body. I'm joined now by Amos Adamu, who is the former sole administrator of Nigeria Football Federation and former Director General of the Nigeria National Sports Commission. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. It's so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm, still trying to wrap around my head where exactly to start from. But let's start with the passing of a sports giant in Africa. In fact, globally, Issa Hayatou has been described as a legendary administrator. Your thoughts on his passing and what it means for sports, especially, I mean, he died in Paris at a time when the Paris Olympics are going on.
Yeah. President Issa Hayatou, as we normally call him,
right,
when I was there, he was a great man. He put everything he had into football in Africa. Show very good leadership qualities, and during his time, there were no many controversies in sports, in football generally, and I had the opportunity to work with him as a member of CAF executive, and everything we wanted, we got from him. In fact, people accuse him that he is a Nigerian because we always get things done by him. He has contributed immensely into African football, and we will miss him. We will miss him, really. But my consolation is that he has done his best while he was there.
Right.
And history will not forget him. He did very well.
What are some of the high points of his tenure? 29 years as CAF president, that's quite a long time. Of course, he brought the World Cup to South Africa.
Yes.
Yes, he did that.
He did that.
But let's talk about that. Another, high points of his career in as CAF.
As CAF president,
yeah.
He fought for even the number of slots that Africa will have at the World Cup. He fought for that and he got it. He insisted that Africa must host the World Cup. It was not easy for him to convince everybody to come to Africa. And because of Issa Hayatou, they were able to come to South Africa and play the World Cup there. And I bet you that World Cup was a success.
Absolutely.
It was a success.
Yes.
Issa Hayatou, if any country in Africa has problem with FIFA, he steps in. He steps in as if it is his country. And he calls the country to say, do this, do that. I remember when 1991 or so, we had problem with FIFA.
Right.
When I was appointed as the sole administrator of Nigerian football in 1992, FIFA said they gave us some hours to reverse that decision or we go on suspension. I had to travel with the late Oyo Orok to Switzerland with the late Patrick Upomo to meet FIFA. And Issa Hayatou was there for us. And by the time we finished the meeting, FIFA had to say that they have cancelled that trade that they gave to Nigeria because he was there with us.
And speaking of stepping in, there was a time when Sepp Blatter, the FIFA president at the time, there were issues around, scandals with Sepp Blatter. Of course, Issa Hayatou had to step in.
Yes, if you know the operation of FIFA like that, it's like a mafia group. If they decided they don't want you there, they don't want you there.
Right.
And by the time Blatter had problem, what he was doing now came to him. And since Issa was the vice chairman,
yes, at the
time, naturally Issa has to step in. And that was when he stepped in to be the acting president of FIFA.
Right, let's quickly talk about Nigeria's performance at the Paris Olympics. No medals yet. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yes.
And then hearing from the Minister of Sports, John, and all that, everything that needed to be done was done. Everything that needed to be provided was provided. Yet, what do you think could have gone wrong?
Well, Olympics is not like going for a tournament like this.
Right.
Preparation for Olympics takes 4 years.
Not 1 year.
Not 1 year. By the time, you see, I had the opportunity to run sports in Nigeria for about 18 years. I was the director in charge of sports development. And to be able to prepare for Olympics, you need 4 years to prepare for Olympics. And when you go for Olympics, I'm telling you, it is not everybody that goes to Olympics that we get any medal for. You are competing with the best in the world. And most of our athletes, sorry to say, the facilities we have here are not good enough for the Olympic preparation. And when I was there, I had to develop a strategy.
What was it?
I call it sports organization and sports managing when all things are not equal.
Right.
In Nigeria, we are doing sports with nothing is equal. You want to start camping, at that time there is no money. You have to wait. And athletes, they are not like machine that you just push them and they go. They need to develop gradually. So I developed that strategy that we are doing sports in this part of the world when all things are not equal. You want to...
Making the best of a bad situation?
Yes, that's what you should do. You must take it...
Well, how troubling is it for you, sorry, need to come in here, when you see Nigerians, the DMEs, if I can recall all their names, unfortunately I can't, representing other countries and doing well? How troubling is that? I mean, it's an indictment on the system, isn't it?
It's not indictment. Well, we can call it indictment, but look at from where we are coming. Most of the time, I don't do that comparison.
Okay.
If you tell Nigeria, how old are we in Nigeria today? You want to compare yourself with when did we get our independence? When did America get their independence? When did people get independence? You must compare things that are equal on the side. And when you want to do what they are doing, you do not even have the resources to do it.
Is it that the resources are not there, or the political will, or the recognition of the importance?
For us, in the place, the money is not there. We know we ask for money, we ask for this thing, we ask for this. Take, for instance, you want to go to the Olympics, and you are asking for money, and they say money is not available.
In this case, 9 billion was made available.
Yes. For what? For what? Maybe
for everything that was required.
Yes, maybe what they required was
maybe the timing.
15 billion.
Right, okay.
And you give them 9 billion. To you have given them money. And this money, you see, athletes are not mechanical, that you just give them money and they say run, and then you run. No. It is gradual. If an athlete even perform extraordinary, you have to check him whether he's on drugs.
All of that.
So all those things are things that you must put in perspective. Yes, the minister had him, and they have tried their best. They have done what they could do. But maybe the best is not good enough. Okay.
That's a good place to leave it. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight. Amos Adamu, former sole administrator, Nigeria Football Federation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.